When somebody has a concern and does not want to buy something today, then it is our job to help them resolve that concern. Now, some salespeople totally misunderstand this concept and think that they're supposed to coerce somebody or push somebody or get somebody to do something that they don't want to do. But the reality is that when somebody says, no, I don't want to buy that right now, that there's usually a good reason for that. And we're not going to change their mind on the reason that they have. We're going to help them resolve it if it can be resolved. So let's give an example. I'm selling auto glass, and the person says, no, I'm not going to bring my car in to get it looked at for auto glass. Now, if they just say no, and I say, okay, I'm not being helpful. I'm wasting an opportunity to help this person. Because most of us say no because we have a real reason, but maybe we're not as inclined to share that with this person. Maybe we don't feel like this person cares, or maybe we don't feel like the person that we say no to can do anything about it, even if we told them. So typically we will disguise our no's and just not want to put somebody out. That's certainly true for a lot of personalities. So when you hear no as the person that's supposed to help them, then you need to find out why they don't want to do it. When they say no, say, why not? Now, you don't have to use those words, of course. You can say, oh, why is that? Or you could say, oh, okay, what I hear you saying is that you don't want to do it. You want to share with me why so that I can see if I can help? And that becomes very different than being pushy, of course. Now, once you find out why, the person may say, oh, that's just way too expensive, or I need to talk with my spouse first, or it's just not a good time right now for me to bring it in. I was just calling around to find out what the prices were because sometime down the road I'm going to need to do it and I wanted to be aware. There's three good reasons. I got to talk with somebody else first. It costs too much. I can find it cheaper somewhere else, or right now is just not the right time. And those are probably the biggest reasons why somebody doesn't actually buy from you today. Well, all three of those are easy to solve. All three of those, by solving them, will help the customer save time and probably money and stress and concern and get it off their plate. So by me knowing that it's money, that they need to talk with their spouse or somebody else, their boss, or that right now is not the right time, by me knowing that, I can come back and go, oh, okay, I can help with that. And you come back and here's the steps. Now that you know why, you go, you're going to repeat it back. So what you're telling me is the reason that you can't do it right now is because you don't have, it's too expensive, or you found it cheaper somewhere else. Is that what I'm hearing? Or you may come back to them and go, so what you're saying right now is you don't want to make this decision. You're calling around, but you need to check with your spouse first before you go to the next step and actually make a decision to move forward. Is that what I hear you saying? Or you may say, what you're really saying is you're calling around price shopping right now. You're really not sure if you want to do it, or you do want to do it, but it's at the end of the month. Is that what I hear you saying? Is right now the reason you don't want to do it is because of that? So there you go. There's three examples of restating back the three different main concerns that your customers may have. Of course, if there's a fifth or sixth or seventh concern, you can repeat that too. So that's step number one, repeat it back. Step number two, acknowledge them. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Let me see if I can help you with that. So acknowledge them. And then you can resolve the concern. You can actually say, if it's money, say, well, we're not going to lose it for money. So let me explain the difference between what you're talking about and what we're talking about, because maybe we're talking about two different things. Or if it's about money, you may say, well, if you're talking about $10, then the product that you're referring to is certainly worth less than our product. So that may be the direction that you want to go. But let me explain to you why you want to spend the $10 more for us, because of our service, because of our product credibility, because of our history and the fact that you can rely on us, because of how many locations we have, because of how many years of experience we have, because of our different ways to install your product, which make it more valuable. Now, just by giving them those reasons, they go, huh, wow, these guys really care. They've got all these skills. I'm going to go with them. That $10 doesn't matter. if money was the issue. Or you may come back and say, sounds like we need to change the product because you want a cheaper product. I was giving you a more expensive one. Let me get you down to this model, which compares to what you're talking about, and get you the product that will fit your budget. Will that work for you? So I'm helping them. Now that's price, right? So if it's not price, let's say it's, I need to talk with my spouse, you go, great, you definitely understand that. You need to talk with your spouse. Why don't I make it easy for you? Why don't I put you on the calendar, because we know what you're looking for. And if your spouse doesn't want to do it, or if your boss says, no, I don't buy that, then just call and cancel. There's no obligation. But at least you know it's taken care of, and you can go back to them and say, hey, this is taken care of. If you decide you want to do it, if not, don't worry about it. Will that work for you? Or it may be that this isn't the right time. They need to do it a month down the road. Or they're just price shopping. Say, well, I want to make sure that we're the right company for you. So if you make that decision down the road, are you going to choose us? They could say yes or no to that. And if they say no, of course, you're going to go, why not? And you're going to find out what the real reason is. If they say yes, great. If you are going to do business with us down the road, sounds like you see the value of working with us, then you're a month down the road because you don't have the money today. Let's at least get it on the calendar. So take that off your plate. You don't have to worry about that again. And then you know when it is. And then if you need to cancel down the road, give us a call. At that point, we can arrange that. So there's a way to overcome each of these concerns that I'm helping them. Now the last step, of course, is, and you heard me do a little trial close where I say, will that work? Does that sound right to you? That's a trial close. But then I got to finish it up and go. So it sounds like we've addressed that concern. I've been able to help you through that. So should we go ahead and book it? That's how you overcome objections. It's about helping the customer.